So today we will start off with the 15th chapter in social science, and that is drainage system. The word drainage system is used for systematic patterns of rivers. When rivers are in a systematic pattern, are in a systematic design, then you call it drainage system. While observing the physiography of India, it is seen that one main river along with its tributaries come from different direction and merge into a single river. So what they are saying is that we have one main river and एक main river ni we have different branches. So these different branches, they come and they meet the main river. Okay, that is what is seen in India. The water of these rivers is emptied into a water reservoir, sea or a desert. So ultimately that main river then goes and meets a sea, then goes and meets an ocean or meets a desert. Thus, when a river flows through its systematic in any area, it's called a river basin. So what is a river basin? When a river is flowing in a proper order, in a systematic order, then you call it river basin. When a mountain or an upland separates the flow of water from one another, it's called river divide. So if there is a mountain, if there is a mountain or if there is a hill that divides the river into two halves, then it is called as river water divide. Okay, so this is what is water divide, water basin and drainage system. Drainage system of India. The drainage system of India follows its physiography. Accordingly, the drainage system of India is divided into two parts. So drainage system in India is divided into two parts. Okay, Himalayan river, that is the river that flows in Himalayan region, the north region, and peninsular rivers. Okay, rivers that flow in the south. Okay, peninsular rivers. So these are the two drainage systems that are there in India. Rivers of India are divided into two zones according to physical features. So according to its physical features, according to its type, the rivers are divided into two types. Due to this, a large difference is seen among the Himalayan and peninsular river. So the rivers that flow in north and rivers that flow in south, there is a great difference based on their physical features. Himalayan river contains water throughout the year. Okay, now remember, Himalaya has snow, right? So even if it is cold, the water is there. If it's hot, the snow melts and the river and the water goes to the river. So this is the reason why the Himalayan rivers or the rivers which are there in south have water all throughout the year. They don't face scarcity of water at all. Okay. These rivers are perennial because the increase of water volume due to heavy rain during monsoons and due to melting of the snow during the summer. Now because the Himalayan region receives very great amount of rainfall, because the Himalayan region has lot of rainfall, that is why the river has water in the monsoon, in the winter, while in the summer, because the snow is melting from the Himalayan mountains, the water is there in these rivers. So this is why the water is there full out the year in the Himalayan rivers. Two major rivers of Himalayas, Sindhu and Brahmaputra, originate in the north part of this mountain system. So which are the two main rivers of the Himalayan mountain? The Brahmaputra and the Sindhu. These rivers have cut deep gorges by cutting the mountains. Himalayan rivers cross a long way through its origin to the sea. So what happens is that these rivers, they have gorges. Gorges meaning it cuts through the mountains. Okay, this rivers, they flow from the mountain, they cut through various mountains, and that is how they finally meet the sea. Now three stages of river system. Okay, there are three stages or three parts which are there in the river system. First is upper course, then middle course and then lower course. When a river starts from a mountain region, it causes intense erosion. So what they are saying, that when a river is starting from a mountain, it erodes or it takes along with it large amount of soil, because imagine the flow is very heavy. Okay, when the river starts from a particular mountain, obviously the flow is very heavy, and that is why the river along with it carries great amount of soil. Okay, that is called erosion. It carries huge amounts of sand sediments along with it. So soil, sand, rocks, all these things are carried by the river. its flow decreases in the middle and the lower course. So by the time it reaches the middle portion and the lower portion, the speed of the river becomes less. Meanders are seen here. Meanders meaning gokhla. Okay, you will find small let's say small lakes and ponds and all those things. So you will find these meanders over there. Okay, when the flow of the river decreases, when the speed of the river decreases. Due to meandering and its impact of floods, a lake is found. Okay, meanders, I told you, gokhla bani jai, and nana ponds, nana lakes bani jai. Okay, and these meanders, okay, because of floods also the river, because when the floods happen, even this gokhla ni andar bhau badhu pani avi jai, and because of that lakes are formed. Okay, in the shape of a horse hoof. Horse ne jevo pagma keva hoy horse no shape, eva shape na lakes are found. Near its delta, a river is divided into its tributaries. Delta is the triangular part which is there. Okay, so near this delta, the river gets divided into different branches. Okay, this divide area turns into a very fertile plain in a triangular shape. Okay, so where the place where this river gets divided into different branches, that part is very fertile, and that part is called delta. Okay, remember it's a triangular form. So remember, first starting when the river is flowing from the mountain, the speed of the river is very high. The speed of the river is very strong. After that, during middle and lower course, the speed becomes less. Meanders are formed, gorges are formed. Gorges એટલે gokhla. Okay, and meanders are formed. Meanders એટલે nana lakes bane cha. Because of the floods, the river gets filled in these small gokhlas. Okay, and lakes are formed. Fine. And there is a triangular shape formed, and from that triangular delta, the river gets divided into different branches, and that part is called as delta. Delta is which part from where the river gets divided, and this delta is a very fertile triangular. Peninsular rivers are seasonal. Okay, they are seasonal, meaning when it's summer they are dry, when it's monsoon they become alive. Okay, so peninsular rivers are seasonal because they are dependent on rainwater. During dry seasons, their flow is either reduced or totally stopped. So when it's summer, either very less water is there, or either there is completely no water at all. Compared to Himalayan rivers, their length is also less and are shallow. Shallow એટલે deep nathi. Okay, these rivers are not deep as Himalayan rivers. Himalayan rivers are very deep, but these peninsular rivers, they are let's say they are they flow very less. They don't go up to great distance, and they are shallow, meaning they are not deep. Okay. Due to the physiography and the slope of the mountains, most of the peninsular river originate in the Western Ghat. So most of the peninsular rivers, they originate or they start from the Western Ghat, and then they flow eastwards. Okay, they originate, that is they start from west and they go towards east, and they meet Bay of Bengal, obviously, because in the east side we have Bay of Bengal, in west we have Arabian Sea, and in the south we have the Indian Ocean. So most of these peninsular rivers, they start from the Western Ghat and then they flow and they go towards east and meet the Bay of Bengal. Western Ghats serve as a major water divide for peninsular rivers. So you know Western Ghats are mountains, right? So they act as a water divide for these peninsular rivers. Now arrangements of river pattern which is there, okay, dendritic. When the arrangement of river and its tributaries make the shape of the branches of a tree, it is called dendritic pattern. Example Ganga. So here they have given you different shapes and types of patterns which rivers form. So first is the dendritic, when a river looks like a tree, okay, and its tributaries, meaning in a different, jare river na different parts che, it looks like its branches, then it's called dendritic. So over here they might have given you, see, dendritic, okay, it looks like a tree. These veins which you see are tributaries, and this is the main river. Okay. Trellis pattern. Streams starting from the mountain region meet each other due to slopes. They make a net-like shape. It is called trellis pattern. So what they are saying, the rivers, they flow from the mountain, Okay, and because they are in the mountain, okay, they are flowing downwards from the slope એટલે ઢાળ થી નીચે ઉતરે અને finally two rivers they meet, okay, when the ઢાળ or when the slope ends, and it makes a net sort of shape, then that is called as trellis. So see over here if they have given us trellis, see trellis, okay, here the mountain is there, they flow, okay, down below the slope of the mountain, they meet and they make a shape like a net. Rectangular pattern, when the main river and its tributaries meet at right angle. So let's say this is the main river, it's flowing, and this is the tributary. So let's say the tributary is this, the main river is this. So the tributary and the main river, they meet at a right angle at 90 degree. This is 90 degree. Okay, then it is called as rectangular pattern. Mostly rivers flowing from Rift Valley. So example they have given you Narmada. Okay. Radial pattern, when streams flow out all direction from the mountain, this type of river system is formed. So what they are saying, that when a river flows from all the direction from the mountain, okay, here they have given you radical, see this is rectangular meeting at 90 degree, the main river and the tributaries are meeting at 90 degree. Radial is what, from the mountain all the river, all the tributaries, they flow in different directions, and you will find this mainly in Saurashtra region.